Jos, capital city of Plateau State in north-central Nigeria. Underneath this bustling trade is another kind of trade. Tucked in the corners of Jos are brothels where prostitution thrives. Most of the girls here are victims of human trafficking. Human trafficking is not native to Jos. Every year, tens of thousands of women and children are trafficked globally, with some ending up in slave labor. But an estimated 84% are sold and bought in the huge sex slave market.
It's a global thing. It's trending. It's the fastest growing criminal industry in the world. Like, I am fighting it from Nigeria. Do we have international partners because we have our girls internationally that we work with and we try to help? But like nationally, it's very bad in Nigeria. Now, I'm not saying that Nigeria is the only country that has it very bad, yeah? Because I'm dealing with my Jerusalem.
Ven's passion for the fight against sex slavery started a few years ago when she attended an anti-human trafficking event organized by her partners in Europe.
And I met many Nigerian girls, more than 30 Nigerian girls in 2 nights, just 2 nights. And most of them were sex slaves. They were trafficked there, deceived, kidnapped, and then made to be on the streets. And when I came back home, I was like, no, this is not happening.
Ven got more involved in advocacy against the trade, speaking in churches, on television shows, radio programs, and organizing street walks. But then she realized there was a lot more to do.
If you're dealing with human trafficking, you have to deal with the victims that make human trafficking happen, because without them, there'll be no human trafficking.
Ven had founded an organization, Bosita Made, to help young people make an impact in their society.
Bosita is a Yoruba word that means step out, and MADE is an acronym for Media, Development, Advocacy, and Empowerment through Engagement.
Using the platform of Bosita Made, Ven teamed up with other organizations to reach out to victims of human trafficking and sex slavery.
We started going to the brothels together, and I realized that most of the prostitutes in the brothels are actually sex slaves. Because sex slavery is not prostitution. It's just that sex slavery happens in prostitution. Because some of them are ready to come out, but they can't because they have a master.
Ven also discovered that some of the girls were willing victims of trafficking, but most of them were caught in the web by a well-organized syndicate of criminals.
1, they use force. 2, they kidnap. 3, they coerce. 4, they deceive. Traffickers are people on the street, everyday people. Some of the traffickers are the parents, and some are strangers. Some are friends, and some are boyfriends, like the person you are dating. Okay, so they subsequently become your pimp or even your trafficker.
Most victims of human trafficking and sex slavery are from dysfunctional backgrounds, but Ven doesn't think that poverty is an excuse.
They use poverty as an excuse to commit this evil. And I say no, it's because our value system has degenerated. We do not regard our fellow human beings. God created us for a relationship, but it's not there. The communal living that Africans are known for is dying, you know? So we don't care for the fellow person that is just as human as we are. Now, I say if your value system is right, you will not think of trafficking the next person as an option to get money.
Ven's effort has birthed a movement called Project Rehab.
Rehab is from the Bible. Remember Rahab from the Bible, the prostitute that found justification through the true Hebrew people that met at the scarlet thread. So if you look at our logo too, is the scarlet thread there. And we said, okay, these girls are Rahabs that are just waiting to find their justifications. Why can't we be their means of finding justification? And so we started the movement, and not just for the girls, but to call out to people like, this is a clarion call, this is a challenge. This thing is happening, and it's happening right in front of you. Take an active stand against it.
Project Rehab has had success stories in rescuing some victims of sex slavery. Some of the girls have been sheltered, taught marketable skills, and reunited with their families. But Ven says there's still a lot of work to be done.
If everybody would take an active stand against human trafficking, then we can stop it. But if many people can join the fight actively against human trafficking, then we can reduce it to the minimum.